It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Southern University Jaguars head bowling coach, Coach Barry Doyle. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching in collegiate bowling?
Well, actually, I didn't. I never dreamed about coaching bowling at the college level. I actually started, I was refereeing college bowling. And one day I was at a tournament and Southern University walked in. And I saw a couple of other teams, Texas Southern, a couple of other teams. I knew people that were coaching those teams, and I was competed against them, and I was like, I've beat those people before. And you know, the Southern team was kind of fair. They weren't that good, weren't that bad, and I don't know. I just thought to myself, I said, I can do this, and I took a chance and went for it.
Of course, what was that like getting started into the sport of bowling?
Long time ago, my dad come out of Vietnam. I guess bowling, you know, I don't know, during the war times or whatever, and then he just started bowling. He came back home. And as a kid, I just started going to the bowling alley with him. And my mother had a pink and purple bowling ball, and I took it, and he was going on Monday nights and I was going with him. I just started spinning it down the lane long time ago.
Of course, what was that experience like going professionally and competing in professional bowling?
I mean, it was exciting. That's been a while too, but I did it in the Southeast region. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and going out, experiencing the pro bowling compared to just league bowling, it's much different. It's tougher. The competition is a lot stiffer. I just wanted to test myself and see how I can hold up against the big boys.
Of course, during your time competing in pro bowling, what was that experience like? And then how was that transition like from going from playing pro bowling to getting into coaching?
Well, it was definitely going out on trying to bowl the regional tours was a learning curve, because it showed me that just bowling on house shots is a lot easier than bowling on these sports patterns and things that these girls compete on. And it was kind of expensive too. And you keep going out spending money and not coming back with none. That was tough to do, but it was like I said, it was a learning experience, a learning curve, and I enjoyed doing it, but chose to not continue doing that.
What was that?
And then, go
Mhm.
ahead.
What was that experience like getting into coaching and first starting off as an assistant coach?
It was exciting. I think I was able to take my teaching background, taught middle school for a long time. I was able to take that experience to deal with kids, and then take my bowling experience and put those two together to become a coach. As the assistant coach, I just kind of sat back and tried to learn from the head coach at that time, and just pay attention to all the coaches at the other schools. Just trying to piece it together.
What were some of the things that you learned as an assistant coach to then take that reins as to become a head coach?
There's a lot, man. And first of all, I'm dealing with females, so I'm dealing with 17 to, I don't know, 22-year-old young ladies. They're growing up and uh, you know deciding what direction of life they're going, and emotions and those things. And I had to learn how to to just how to do it. You have practices, you have tournaments, you have to travel. It's just a lot, and so I tried to pay attention to Coach Fogg, who was there as the head coach at the time, how she handled things. I learned a lot from her, things, what to do and what not to do. So it was a lot to learn, and I just tried to put it together the best I could.
How was that transition like from going from competing in bowling with men to then getting to coach on the women's side, on the collegiate side?
Um, well, going from bowling myself to coaching bowling, it hasn't really been a difficult transition. I actually don't bowl as much as I used to. My leg doesn't allow it. And so I kind of live through the girls now. I tell them they got to bowl good because I don't get to go out and bowl as much as I want to. Um, so I enjoy coaching them. It's fun. It's fun to pass my knowledge on to them and watch them succeed. It's just I enjoy it.
What was that feeling like getting promoted to become the head coach and running your own program?
Man, I was excited. I was scared. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? And then it happened during the COVID time. So, that was a roadblock. It's like, here, you're the coach. No, you can't, y'all can't go out because of COVID. So it was a difficult time, but I guess the COVID time kind of gave me a little time to kind of put it together, like what I was going to do, what was my plan, so it just kind of worked out. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but I'm learning every day. So
Of course, after those COVID seasons, what was that like getting into the thick of things and becoming a head coach?
yeah, it was, the during the COVID time, I think we only competed 3 matches. So, really wasn't as tough as now because we go to at least 10 tournaments a year. That's 10, and we're always a road team, so we're always on trips, and it's always Thursday through Friday. We practice pretty much 6 days out of the week, so it's a very strenuous job, and it's on the girls and myself. So it's a challenge, but yet it's a lot of rewards to it. To be able to coach a sport that I really love at a school that I really love kind of makes it a lot easier for me. I just enjoy it all.
What is that experience like, as you said, getting to go compete on the road for all of your games?
It's exciting. The girls, they're always excited to go and compete. I mean, of course, they have friends on some of the other teams that they may have grown up with that from their other cities and states, and so just to go and compete, man. They want to go out and win. They want to go out and test themselves. I want to go and see if what I'm teaching them is it working. And just W's and L's. So that's what it's about.
What does a typical game day look like for you as a head coach versus for your athletes?
Man, well, we have long days. We travel on Thursday. We always bowl a 3-day weekend. So we travel on Thursday, have a warm up session. Friday morning start about 8:30. Start competitions around 10. They last about 5 hours. The girls stand up the entire time. We get maybe a 15-minute break if we're lucky. So you just kind of running around grabbing snacks, eating in between games. I mean, I'm standing up 5 hours. Feet hurt. I mean, you get tired, but we do that on Thursday. On Friday. Then again on Saturday morning, wake up about 8:30. It's a bowling alley for 9. Bowl for another 5-6 hours. Go eat. Get into bed. Then Sunday morning, the tournament always starts earlier. So you're normally at the bowling alley about 7:30. Try to get started about 8:30. You go 4 or 5 hours. Then you got to drive home, and that's a typical bowling weekend. They bowl 5 games a day, so they bowl 15 games, over the weekend. And it's for the girls, it's bowling is a very mental game as the same as physical, because like I said, it's a team sport, and they don't want to let themselves down. They don't want to let me down. They don't want to let their fans down. So it's tough, and the patterns that they put out are very tough. It's not like bowling in leagues. They put out, house patterns are a lot different from the patterns that these young ladies compete on. They're very tough. They're like what the pros bowl on, and if you don't make good shots, the lanes will make you feel bad. So it's tough, but it's fun.
Of course, as a head coach, how do you keep that momentum of your players when competing, let's say three days out of the week for a long period of time?
I mean, it's easy. Well, I won't say it's easy, but the girls, they're there to compete, and then they know we're there to compete. I'm a very upbeat, fiery guy, so I'm always pushing them, always talking about go and do your best. And it's tough. And what I found out about girls, they don't want to disappoint you. They guys, you challenge them, they gonna beat their chest and they're gonna be like, I got it. Girls, the girls are not gonna beat their chest, but they don't want to disappoint you. And so they go out there and they give it their all. It's tough on me mentally because I want them to excel and succeed. And when I see them not, then that kind of like dad comes out of me and want my girls to be okay. But they do well at it. We've had a lot of success. I mean, we've had some bad days too, but that just comes with athletics.
In your first season as head coach, what was it like bringing home a conference championship?
Well, I didn't in my first season. My first season was the COVID year. We really didn't have a strong team, but we shocked everybody and went to the tournament and finished third. I mean, they were shocked back home when they heard it. The second year, we made it to the conference finals on ESPN. Now that was exciting. I brought in 4 freshmen that year, and I had 4 juniors or whatever. And but all of my freshmen started, so I had a young team. I was young and coaching, and so we were having fun and just I don't know, we just they caught fire on the second half of the season, and they made it to the finals on ESPN, and that was as exciting as it gets. We didn't win, but man, to see themselves on ESPN like all through the summer replaying it was pretty awesome. So this year, which was my third year, I pretty much had the same team. Had one or two changes, but other than that, pretty much the same team. And so we did set goals to win one of the championships. We have the regular season title, which we did win, and then we had the SWAC tournament at the end of the season. We were the number 1 seed. Of course, we didn't bowl that well at the tournament this year, but to win the regular season title was exciting. It was the first time in a long time, 12 years since the bowling program has won anything. So very exciting. The girls also earned me the honor of being the coach of the year for the SWAC, which was very exciting. It's been a while, 3 months since February. So.
Of course, who are some of the teams that you compete against in your conference?
Well, we have 8 teams in our conference: Jackson State, Texas Southern, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Prairie View, Florida A&M, and it seems like I'm missing somebody. Grambling. So it's 8 teams in the SWAC, but we also compete with teams across the country, man. Nebraska, Vanderbilt, Louisiana, the schools here in Louisiana Tech and Tulane. We compete against them a lot. So we've bowled against the past national champions, McKendree. We bowled against the current national team that just won it 2 weeks ago, Vanderbilt. There's a lot of teams, Valparaiso, Upper Iowa. I mean, I could go on and on. We bowl 100 matches a year, and so probably I guess somewhere around 40 teams. We bowl different teams that we bowl against. So.
Was that like obviously getting to compete against those non-conference teams like McKendree, Vanderbilt, and Florida?
It's exciting because you get to see, how your team stacks up against, that level of competition, the Power Fives, if you want to call them that. You get to see where your program is, where you need to improve, what you need to do better. What are they doing that maybe you're not doing, or and we've also had some success against some of those teams. Just in state, we've been, we did well against Tulane this year. The last couple of years, we beat Louisiana Tech, and both of those teams are always in the top 20. Louisiana Tech stays in the top 12 majority of the season, most of the time, and we've had success against them. So Like last year, I think we won 4-5 matches against top 20 teams. This year, we doubled it. We won 8 or 9. So and that's what we like. We like to see that improvement. Next year, we want to hit double digits against the top 20 teams. So it's fun. It's exciting. And just, kind of you have to work and get the girls to not be so nervous because it's, Vanderbilt. It's like, so what, go for it,
Of course, what is that experience like getting to go to Jacksonville State and getting to compete against them who is in your conference?
Oh, Jackson State?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't really do individual matches. Well, we do individual matches, but we don't go to each other's school. We just go to tournaments, and we'll have our conference tournament, which we call a roundup, where everybody shows up one weekend. We bowl everybody twice, and then we do it again. We'll go to Mississippi. Everybody shows up to the same place, and we bowl everybody twice. That's how we do our conference meets. But then we just go to other tournaments. Like we went this year to the Louisiana Tech tournament. They had it in Dallas. We went to Tulane, had a tournament in New Orleans, and they had like 20 to 24 teams there. We go to Sam Houston State's tournament over in Texas. They have about 20 to 24 teams from all over the country, North Carolina A&T, Delaware State. I mean, they come from all over. And and that's what's exciting. The girls like to go and bowl against different teams from different areas. It makes it exciting and fun.
Can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've built for the program?
When I took over the program, I just was being myself. I'm a upbeat person. I love to win. I don't like to lose. I had to learn how not to be a sore loser over the years. And that just comes with competition. So I have daughters. My family. So I'm one of those dads that get taken advantage of, and I don't know, my team kind of figured it out too. So we just have a open, happy culture. They come and talk to me. When they need something, they're not afraid of me. They take advantage of me sometimes. But I just was being myself, and they make it easy for me because they do well in school. So we don't have a lot of academic issues or anything like that. They make it easy for me to just be a coach and to be, just care about them, make sure they're doing okay. I don't know, just being myself, that's all. And the culture just, it went from people on campus saying, oh, I didn't even know we had a bowling team. And, we've had a bowling program since the middle 90s to now, they're being recognized, they're being acknowledged, they're being, it's been exciting. I mean, bowling is alive and well on Southern's campus, and I'm happy about that.
Of course, for my listeners that don't know, how do you compete in collegiate bowling?
You said, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
For my listeners that don't know, how do you compete in collegiate bowling?
How do you compete as far as moving from high school to college?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they're in some states, like here in Louisiana, they have high school bowling. But then in a lot of places, they have just Saturday morning leagues. But there's also a lot of youth tournaments that go on across the country. They have the Junior Gold Tournament, which is like the mecca of junior bowling every year. It goes on for about 2 weeks normally in the northern part of the country, where about 4,000 to 5,000 kids show up. Half of them are boys, half of them girls, from like the age of, 8 to about 20. So that's the big deal for junior bowling. Like I said, they have high school bowling, and they have to do like every other sport. I mean, they have to put in the time, they have to put in the work to get better. To get recognized by a coach, to have a shot at college bowling. I mean, it's just like any other sport.
What does that recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes looking to go to collegiate bowling?
It's kind of like I said, recruiting it's not the easiest thing. In the states that they have high school bowling, then you can go see the high school meets. But when like in Mississippi, they don't have high school bowling, so you have to find them, like go to the tournaments and find the list and see where they're from. I mean, it's just it's a little difficult. You do a lot of social media searching, because the girls know the girls that are bowling. So I use them as references. I got one on my team now. I'm like, hey, look, you're my recruiter. Go find some girls for me, so I can at least you tell me where they are, then I can go research them and find them and reach out to them. But like I'm going to, I think it's in Michigan this year for about 2 weeks. I get to go watch 2,000 girls bowl from 8 to 20. I there's another Storm, which is a big bowling company. They have this tournament called the SYC where they do it all over the country about, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. So you just, I got to get on the planes and travel sometimes and just go to these tournaments and sit in the back and recruit.
Of course, when out on these tournaments, what are the things that you look at in those prospective student athletes?
Well, I mean, first thing is, I get to, just see their fundamentals, their techniques. That's the first thing. And then, when you kind of, it's kind of like sneaking around, it's like, all right, well, you're looking in a crowd, there's a bunch of people, you're trying to figure out, well, who's the mom, who's the dad, who's the parental person, because, of course, the NCAA has all these rules. So, you can't talk to this, something beyond below a junior. You can't talk to a sophomore. So, it's a challenge because, there could be a little girl there that looks like she's in 8th grade. She's a junior in high school. Then you might see a girl 6 foot tall and she's in 8th grade. So, it's hard to decipher. But you just kind of learn how to do it and just, like I said, figuring it out on the fly sometimes.
What does that official visit look like for Southern University?
An official visit, we'll have the student and their parents come to town, and they'll stay for maybe a day, maybe 2 or 3 days. We like to get them. I like to bring them in on a Friday and show them around the campus. Show them we have 12 lanes on campus. Show them our bowling center. Show them my office. Take them around, the football stadium. Take them around the mini dome. Take them to the, all of the academic buildings. Go show them the dorms in the back. And then the girls, of course, will come and help with that tour. And and one of the best things that we have is we take them to the back of campus and show them the bluff. The Mississippi River, runs. That's our security blanket in the back of our campus. But on sunny days, it's a beautiful sight just to sit back there and watch the river flow on a sunny day and nice breeze. It's one of the prettiest sights on our campus.
What's that like, obviously, to see those PSAs fall in love with the lanes that they'll be competing on?
You say what, to see them fall in love with it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, again, it's exciting, man. You get them to come, and then and I tell them all the time, whatever league shot you bowled on in high school, just leave it wherever it is, because once you get to college, it's a whole different monster. It's very challenging, like I said, mentally and physically. It's almost not learning how to bowl again, but you have to learn. The window goes from like that wide to like that wide. You can't miss. And it's just challenging. You watch the frustration, but then you watch the growth, and that's the fun part about it. Because once they learn it, and and they succeed at it, then it's like you just let them go.
Of course, what is it like as a head coach to see those freshmen put on that uniform for the first time versus the seniors putting it on for the last time?
Oh boy, that's that's two total ends of the spectrum. To see the freshmen come, to see them excited, to see them hungry, to see them scared, to get set free from their parents for the first time, it's exciting, because now they're leaning on me, and this is their first time to grow up, and it's exciting. And last year was my first recruiting class ever, so we were just laughing the other day because they were just freshmen 2 years ago, and they're just ending up their sophomore year. Now they're the leaders on my team because I just had to say bye to 4 seniors, and 3 of those seniors were with me. I was with them. I was the assistant their freshman year, so we've had 4 years together. And man, you talk about tough. That's tough as a coach. It's because you watch them grow up, and it's fast, it's furious, and then it's over. And I mean, I haven't. I've said bye to them individually, but like just this morning, I was working on my social media, like Instagram stuff. I'm like, I got to do this one last goodbye to my girls, and I really hate saying bye, because I mean it's just a fast 4 years. It's really tough.
Was it like obviously seeing those girls go on and compete professionally after collegiately?
Some of them I haven't had any yet to go and do it. I know I have some that aspire to possibly do it in the near future. I mean, I know some young ladies that have done it, and the female professional bowling has really picked up. It's become exciting, and the prize funds are getting better. And just to watch the sport grow as a whole or just the female side, it's very exciting, and I'm glad for them. And they're welcome to always come back if they need any help. They want to come and practice. It's exciting times for them, and if they choose to do it, you have to be pretty much one of the elite ones to just to bowl for a living. But to do it along with working, I mean, it might be tough, but I mean, it's rewarding.
What are some of your future plans for the program moving forward?
Future plans for the program. I'm working right now to get better as a coach. I feel that I'm good, but I want to be better, and I'm doing things right now. I've just picked up me a new mentor coach myself. He's helping me in a lot of ways to learn how to change up some things I'm doing, and I just want the program to be consistent every year, and to be we want to crack the top 25. We want to be one of the elite of the SWAC every year. We want to go to the NCAA tournament. That's the next big step for us. We want to be able to go to the March Madness, so to speak, as they call it. It's just, our system is set up just like basketball. You win your conference, they take 16 or 17 teams to the championship tournament, and you have a chance at a national championship, and that's what we want to do.
What advice would you give those high school athletes that are looking to compete in collegiate bowling?
Some advice: make sure your grades are good. For one, I know for myself as a coach, if you're below a 3.0, I might keep an eye on you, but it's one eye. If you're 3.0 and above, I got both eyes on you. Keep practicing, keep working hard. It's probably good to get a personal coach to help you out, work with you. You have to go out and compete, in tournaments and things outside of where you live, just to get the experience to bowl against people from other places. And it's just a growing thing, just like any other sport. Like I said, you got to get out there and compete and see where you stand amongst some of the best, and so you can know what you need to come back home and work on. You need to make a good video. Don't make it all video of just you throwing strikes, because nobody strikes all the time. And just that's the things to it, and find out what you need to do. Like, there's a thing called the NCAA clearinghouse. Everybody needs to know about that, because you just don't walk into these colleges. You have to go through that process to be eligible to play any sport. So,
What advice would you give those collegiate athletes that are looking to compete as freshmen for the first time?
oh man, just you have to come in with your ears open and your mind open. Of course, it's scary. I'm sure it is for the girls. I like to throw them to the wolves. I like to put them on the lane and watch the little shorts and shirts be shaking. Just get the nerves out. But like I said, it's exciting times for them. They just, the work you put in high school, and working at becoming good at it, they'll show fast. Once they get to the collegiate level and throw that first or second shot, get the nerves out the way, they'll be okay. But
What advice would you give those collegiate athletes looking to go play professionally after college?
The work that you put in high school, um, the work you put in college is harder than that, and to go pro is probably the hardest. If you think you worked hard to get to college, you're going to work. You got to work hard while you're in college, and you got to put in the time and the effort afterwards too. Whatever regiment you had in college, it might double to go pro, because the ladies on the pro tour right now these days, I mean, they are in shape and they can bowl, and they can make shots. And if you're not able to do that, then you're not going to be too successful. So, you have to look at bowling in college and the pros. You have to be an athlete mentally and physically. It's a lot of people think Friday night bowling, have a beer and go throw a ball, but that's fun on Friday night. This stuff is very serious. It's very hard on the mind, and it's very a physical game. My girls throw 15-pound balls. Most of them, all the girls, probably most across the college, all the other teams, they throw 15-pound balls a lot. So you have to be in shape to do this.
What advice would you give those collegiate athletes that are looking to go into college coaching and bowling after collegiately?
You have to, well, obviously, if you bowled and you kind of know something about the sport, but you have to have your degree. You need to probably do some. They have bronze level, silver level coaching with USBC. You need to get you some coaching experience. You just don't walk into being a head coach. I think I probably one of the lucky ones, but the sport, like I said, is growing, and the requirements are probably getting a little more, I don't know, stiffer or whatever. But because you have to go in front of an AD, an athletic director, and you have to sell yourself, and your resume needs to be presentable. You just can't walk in and say, yeah, I used to bowl, or I bowled in college. I could be a coach, because there's a lot that goes into coaching. I'm not just a coach. I wear like 15 hats. Coaching is the easy part. I'm a psychologist, a psychiatrist, sometimes a referee. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, I'm an academic advisor. I mean, I do a lot of things. I plan the trips. I drive. I mean, I do a lot of stuff. So it's a lot that goes into it. If it was just stepping on the lanes and coaching, throwing the ball 3 days a week, I mean, it'd be an easy job. But being a coach is tough. You have to do a lot of things. So,
What advice would you give those head coaches that are looking to build their own program?
wow, I don't want to give them too much advice. I don't want them to catch me in passes. But I mean, it's all. I think that's based on per person. It's what you want. I mean, you can. Everybody wants to win, but what are you willing to do to become a winner? What are you? How much time? How much effort? What are you pouring into the program? What are you pouring into yourself? I mean, like I said, I'm a good bowler. I know a lot of things about it, but what I've learned is I don't know it all. So I'm seeking, help. I got being a coach now and a mentor, and he's older than me, and then he knows some stuff. Sometimes he makes me scratch my head, like, man, I don't know nothing. So, I want to get better. That's my personal choice. I mean, but it's just based on person to person thing.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media along with the Southern University's bowling program at?
We're on Facebook. We have Southern U underscore. Wait, no, on Facebook it's Southern Lady Jags Bowling. On Instagram, we're Southern U underscore bowl or bowling. Twitter is the same thing, Southern U underscore bowling. So we have those pages, and even that, I'm the social media guy. I'm trying to get the girls to take it over because this social media stuff's a lot, even for me. I mean, I thought I was cool and knew this stuff, but this stuff is, was that tweeting and Instagram and TikTok. Oh my goodness, that's out of my job description. I need the girls to take it over. But you can find us on those 3 pages for sure.
Thank you again, Coach Barry Doyle, for your interview, and best luck in your future as the head coach for the bowling for Southern University Jaguars.
Thank you, Brandon.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Barry Doyle, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.